Welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of several different sessions happening this evening. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at strivescan.com/WACAC. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters. And first up is the University of Northern Colorado.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Give me 2 seconds here to get my screen shared. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. My name is Ian Jimbrowski. I am an admissions counselor at the University of Northern Colorado. And for some reason, my Zoom is being silly, so we're going to do that. Sorry if it's cutting off the edge of the screen there. But yeah, admissions counselor at the University of Northern Colorado. I work with students from some of our Western states, including California, Utah, and Nevada. I'm also a UNC alumni myself. So talk to you a little bit about us and some of the great options we have here. So UNC is what we like to call a mid-sized university. We do tend to have around 11,000 students on campus any given semester. About 8,000 of those are undergraduate and about 3,000 at the graduate level. Additionally, some of the things that we really love to highlight at UNC are some of our small class and student to faculty ratios. You will very likely not see too many of those large lecture halls and get lots more chances for that one-on-one instruction, chances to connect with your professors and other things like that. A few programs that I do love to highlight are our top 5 as far as population are concerned, which include our nationally awarded and recognized nursing, elementary education, business administration programs, as well as our psychology and sport and exercise programs. Additionally, one of the big things that students get to focus on at UNC, as I mentioned, is some of that hands-on experience. We're trying as much as possible to get you out of the lecture hall and into real-world application type things where you can be working with professors, working in the community, whatever the case may be, all of those wonderful marketable skills to make sure that you are ready for the job search once you're done with college. Some of the general information as far as our housing and dining are concerned at UNC. We do have 17 different residence halls. They range in size from our smallest, which has about 40 students living in it, to our largest, which has over 500. There are tons of different options from rooms, from your very traditional 2 students in a room type dorm rooms to suite style where you have lots of space in the middle. I lived in a suite style room and we had space to put a foosball table in our room, which I don't know if our neighbors appreciated it, but we loved it. Lots of great options for whatever your size or preference would be as far as amenities go. Additionally, there are tons of great dining options, residential connections where students can live with other folks from their programs or who they share an identity with, and a bunch of other really great options at UNC. Kind of some more information about several different things at UNC. UNC is one of the more diverse campuses in Colorado, and we also do have over 40% of our students, incoming first-year students, I should say, are first generation, meaning that they're the first in their family to attend college. We build a lot of resources at UNC, like some of the cultural and resource centers mentioned there on the screen. Those are all built towards supporting students from any background, any level of knowledge to make sure that everybody has a chance to be successful at UNC. Additionally, you can see some of the other wonderful ways that you can get involved on our campus from our over 150 different student-led organizations, ranging from your traditional Greek life and cultural organizations, academic ones, to special interests, religious, yoga, video games, you name it, we probably have it. Additionally, some of the other great things that you can do is we have an office on campus called Outdoor Pursuits. They host trips almost weekly to anywhere in the mountains and all the other great, wonderful outdoors areas that Colorado has to offer. Additionally, you can also rent, really borrow gear because there's no cost to students from the gear shop there for any of your outdoorsy needs. Additionally, some of the other things that we do love to highlight are all of our great different sport options at every level, as well as we are one of the highest rated campuses in Colorado and in the country on the Campus Pride Index for our inclusivity. As for our location itself, we are located in Greeley, Colorado. We're about an hour northeast of Denver, kind of nestled in between the wonderful mountains of Colorado and the Colorado High Plains. Greeley is very much what we like to call a small town vibe in a much larger town. We do have over 100,000 people in Greeley, but you will also still find lots of those great small community events obviously, which are starting to come back, of course, due to COVID at this point, but lots of great things and amenities, things to do in the area, including some of my favorites like the Greeley Jazz Festival and Greeley Blues Jam, as well as the Greeley Stampede, which is one of the largest rodeos in the country. We're looking forward to the return of those, hopefully this year or next year. Additionally, you can also see some of the other great things to do there. And we're, like I mentioned, about an hour from Denver, about 90 minutes from Rocky Mountain National Park, which I'm biased, but it's probably my favorite place in the world, and about 2 to 3 hours from all of the great ski resorts and other mountain towns that Colorado has to offer. As for application information, so we are, of course, a part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange, along with many of our Colorado compatriots. So students applying from a number of Western states can receive a discounted tuition over our normal out-of-state rate. If you are interested in applying to UNC, you can do so through the BEAR app, which is our in-house application on unco.edu/apply, or through the Common App. As you can see there, once you've completed your application, we do have a $50 application fee. However, there are tons of different ways to get that waived, as well as we host free application days throughout the year. If you are a first-year student, we will be asking for your high school transcripts, of course, and ACT or SAT scores are optional at this point. We are test optional, hoping to move forward and continue to be test optional into the future as well. But if you have taken those tests, you are more than welcome to submit your scores as well. You can see some of our categories for what we do evaluation on there for them as well. Keep in mind that you are not required to submit letters of recommendation or personal statements/essays, but you are more than welcome to do that if you feel like you have a little more to tell us. You can additionally see some of our automatic admittance requirements as well. The last couple things that I'll mention are we do have up to $6,000 a year in admittance scholarships for students from our WUI states, as well as, here's my information if you have a quick second to take a picture of it, but we are hosting in-person campus tours as well as a bunch of other virtual events on unco.edu/visit. So thank you so much.
Great, thank you, Ian. And next up is Western Colorado University.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. My name is Brianna Clark, and I am a regional recruiter with Western Colorado University. Western is located in Gunnison, Colorado, which is about 3.5 hours southwest of Denver, meaning we are right in the heart of the Rocky Mountains and surrounded by all things Colorado adventure. Within 30 miles of Western, our students have access to hiking, fishing, camping, skiing, snowboarding, and all of the many things available. Crested Butte is at 30 miles north of us for that skiing and snowboarding. Blue Mesa Reservoir, the largest body of water in Colorado, is located 18 miles to the east of us, and all kinds of other opportunities around. Along with the outdoor adventure that is around Gunnison for our students, we also like to call it our nature's best classroom or our outdoor laboratory, meaning our students who are involved in the environmental sciences and sustainability programs, wildlife and conservation, biology, or anything else to do with the outdoors, they're out in the classroom and exploring those options in person and hands-on experiences. A lot of our professors do not enjoy having classes in the classroom all the time, so they are very likely to hold classes at 14,000 feet as a field trip out and about. Speaking of those classroom sizes, I do like to mention our average class size is about 17 students at Western, but we do guarantee that you will never have a class with more than 66 students in it. That's our largest classroom at Western, and that's as many students will fit in that classroom, so that's why we're able to have that. This visual on the screen here is just a chance to kind of see what 17 students in a class would look like as opposed to a 500-person lecture hall. At Western, your professors get to know you on a first name basis 2 weeks into freshman year, if not sooner than that. They'll also recognize that you're coming from out of state and are ways away from home. So they might take that extra effort to stop and make sure that you're finding your new home at Western while you're taking your classes. Speaking of academics, we offer over 100 different majors of academic opportunities for students to get involved in. Our top ones being business administration, environment and sustainability, recreation, outdoor education, and biology. We also have a new partnership program with Western and University of Colorado Boulder for our students interested in mechanical engineering or computer science. But actually our most popular major for incoming freshmen is our undecided or exploratory program for students who are not 100% sure what they want to study or what you want to do with the rest of your life. So that is an opportunity that we offer at Western for our students. Always definitely like to touch base on affordability and finding that value in the university that you are attending. So along with finding that value, there are student success services available at Western. We offer career services, tutoring, a writing center, and academic advisors for you. And we also have our EPIC mentorship program. EPIC is experienced peers initiating connections, and they're upperclassmen students who have been hired and are trained as mentors. Every incoming student at Western, whether they're a freshman or a transfer, is assigned an EPIC mentor. And that is your EPIC mentor for your entire first year that you're at Western. So they're an individual that you can text or reach out to when you are not sure what office to go to, or you just want someone to show you their favorite hike in the Gunnison Valley. That's your person to help you succeed and find that transition from high school to college successfully. As talking about that tuition price, here is our tuition cost for our students who are starting fall of 2021. We did not increase our tuition at all for heading into fall of 2021 and had a very nominal increase in our fees. But for our out-of-state students, you can see that our tuition is coming in at just under 19, whereas the average national cost for an out-of-state tuition is around just under 23,000. So huge savings there. 80% of our students are considered for financial aid. 80% of our students are receiving aid, but 100% of our students are considered for merit aid as they are accepted to Western. Speaking of that merit aid and those scholarships, the main form is in our academic scholarship opportunities. Every student who has a 3.35 GPA or higher is automatically going to receive a scholarship at Western. Over here on the side, you can see for our out-of-state students with that 3.35 GPA, you're receiving an $8,000 scholarship. The higher your GPA is from there, the more scholarship dollars that you are eligible to receive. We also have a first generation scholarship that every student will receive if they're a first generation student, and then a whole host of other scholarship opportunities that our students can look into and apply. We're also part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange, so any student who's not receiving a merit scholarship would be eligible for that WUI coming out of California and in those other areas. At Western, we've been very fortunate that we have been able to accept on-campus, in-person visitors this entire time, even with COVID and the various restrictions that they are having. So if you would like to come on out and visit campus, we would love to have you here with us. You can go to western.edu/visit to see what your options are. But at the same time, we understand that visiting in person is not always an opportunity, even in regular times. So we're offering a host of virtual events that students can check into. They range from academics to seeing some of our student experience events and then other college fairs that we're participating in. You can find those at western.edu/recruitment events. We have all kinds of options for our students and 50 different clubs and organizations and things that you can get involved in to keep your time at college very worthwhile. I'm going to throw my contact information up here on the screen so that as you have questions or would like more information, you can reach out to me at any point in time. I'm happy to help answer those. And I hope you hear a lot from the rest of our colleges.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Brianna. And next up is the University of Colorado.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Hope everyone is having a nice and warm Sunday afternoon. So my name is Alex Slaughter, and I am the out-of-state admissions recruitment admissions counselor here at CU Denver. So just to give you a little bit of a background of kind of CU Denver, just some facts and figures. So we are located right in the heart of downtown Denver, and I'm going to go into a little bit later, kind of what that all means for you and kind of what is all accessible. We're a pretty middle-sized school, so we're about 11,000, so not too big, not too small, kind of just right there in the middle, kind of like Goldilocks, just right. Kind of like a lot of the other schools you've seen on this call, we know where our average class size is 27, so definitely on the smaller side. I think our largest classroom holds only about 100, so you're definitely not going to get those big giant lecture hall classes that you can see at some bigger schools. Our student to faculty ratio is about 17:1. We are also part of WUI, so we are part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange. So our tuition comes in right just about $18,690 per year. We also have merit scholarships, and those range depending on your high school GPA. So kind of the higher your high school GPA, the higher that merit scholarship is going to be. It goes up to about $4,000 per year for all 4 years. Something that is pretty unique about CU Denver. So we are part of the University of Colorado system. So we do have a partnership with the Anschutz Medical Campus. So if you do have questions, or if you have, need help with anything, or if you're interested in the medical fields, nursing, physical therapy, kind of anything like that, then Andrews Medical Campus is there. You have a pre-health advisor, kind of all of that. We have about 140 different degree programs, which I'll kind of go through some of our different schools and colleges. So we have our College of Architecture and Planning. We are the only undergraduate architecture program in the state of Colorado. Our College of Arts and Media, that's also pretty one of a kind. So that's our film school, our music program with recording arts, singer-songwriter. It also includes our visual arts, graphic design, animation programs. A lot of our animation students do go work for Disney and Pixar. Actually, one of our graduates won an Oscar for his work on Frozen. With our film school, a lot of students will go work for documentaries for Netflix. With music, a lot of students will either go into the music industry, they'll move to Nashville, LA, New York. They'll go work for Spotify. We do have one of the top 10 music business programs in the nation, according to Billboard Music. So a lot of really cool things coming out of there. With our business school, it's kind of your typical business school. We have a lot of really cool things that come out of there. Same with our School of Education, that's our teacher certification program. With our College of Engineering, Design, and Computing, so that is our mechanical, bioengineering, where they do a lot with prosthetics. It actually was the first of its kind in Colorado. We also have civil, electrical, computer science, kind of all of those are housed in there. With our mechanical school, we do have a partnership with the NFL. We were actually given a $500 million grant to kind of help design helmets to protect against concussions, which is pretty cool. With our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, so that's our largest school. It kind of encompasses all the rest of the majors, all of our sciences, so chemistry, physics, biology. It also has philosophy, English, history, kind of all of those. Then with our School of Public Affairs, that is our criminal justice and kind of all of our public service majors. And so kind of with that is with criminal justice, if you're wanting to go into law enforcement, and then with all the public service, if you're wanting to go into local government. With Life on Campus, we have about 120 different student organizations. They range. Student government is definitely our largest. A lot of students are actually behind a lot of the changes at CU Denver. So Milo, our mascot, was a student idea, and they voted on him to be a mascot and his name. The Wellness Center was also a student idea. So that was built 2 years ago. It's a state of the art. There's a 38-foot rock climbing wall. There's a Olympic-sized swimming pool, hot tub, kind of all of that. With our, within the Wellness Center, we have our club sports that come out of there, intramurals, and then also the Adventure Desk. So especially since you guys are all coming from out of state, take advantage of the Adventure Desk because it is there to do hiking trips, ski trips, snowshoeing. They do a big trip normally out to Moab for camping. They do tons of ski trips. You can also rent out equipment. You can rent out hiking equipment, camping equipment, stand-up paddle boards, the works. You can rent out all of that from the Wellness Center. And then I said we are in downtown Denver. So when I say we're in downtown Denver, we are in downtown Denver. All this is within walking distance of campus. You can go to 16th Street Mall, which has every single kind of shop, restaurant known to mankind. Just across the street from us is Ball Arena, where the Nuggets, the Avalanche, and the Mammoth play. You do get discounted tickets for that as a student. Same with the Rockies, which is about a 15-minute walk north to Coors Field to see the Rockies play. The Denver Performing Arts Center is also just catty corner to our campus. You can literally, it's a stone's throw away. And so everything is super close. With Union Station. You do get an RTD pass, which is kind of like our light rail pass. And so with that, you can kind of walk around. You can take the bus, the light rail, it goes to and from the airport. So if you're flying out from LAX or Las Vegas, San Diego, kind of wherever you're flying out of, you can always just take the light rail all the way to campus. We have 2 light rail stops on our campus. So you'll never be bored. A lot of our classes run Mondays through Thursdays. So you'll definitely, not be shy on things to do. At CU Denver, we do not have a live-on requirement. So you can live on campus or you can live off. So you can live in downtown Denver. Your first year, we do not require students to live on campus, or you can live in our brand new residential hall called City Heights. So we are building a brand new residential hall that's opening up this fall. So kind of thinking like, okay, hey, this sounds awesome. Like I want to be in downtown Denver. What are my next steps? So you can either go to our website or go through the Common App. If you're a senior, apply now. If you're a junior, basically the application will start opening up in August for you for next fall of 2022. All you do is you fill out the application. We do have a $50 application fee. And then all we need are your high school transcripts. And so right now we are test optional for the class of 2021. And it is sounding like we will also be test optional for the class of 2022. And then that's me. So if you do have other questions, like feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, I am the admissions counselor here at CU Denver that works with all of our out-of-state students. We are open for in-person tours. So if you wanted to fly out, feel free to book a tour on our website, and I'll hand it on back over to Matt.
Great, thank you. And next up is Colorado State University.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Let me get my screen share going here. Give me 1 second. Today is one of those days where technology wants to do its own thing. All right. So hopefully you guys can see that okay. So again, welcome everyone. We are so happy that you joined us today. I am an assistant director here with Colorado State University, and I work exclusively with students coming from Southern California. Colorado State University is a public Tier 1 research and land grant institution located in Fort Collins, Colorado. Fort Collins, AKA Ram Country, is a beautiful small suburban college town located about an hour north of Denver and about 45 minutes south of Cheyenne, Wyoming. So Fort Collins is definitely known as a young, hip college town, known for being very friendly. Currently the #1 city to live in, according to livability.com, and it is rated as a top city for both health and innovation. Our students definitely love to get outdoors, to hike, to bike, to ski, to watch the sunrise or the sunset from Horseshoe Reservoir. And Old Town Fort Collins is a pretty popular place that a lot of our students go to hang out. It's about a 5 to 10 minute bike ride or walk from campus, or you can take the city bus for free. And in Old Town Fort Collins, you're going to find about 600 restaurants. So there's always something new to try to get out and eat if you don't want to eat on campus. So CSU is also known as the greenest higher education institution in the US. And we're the first school in the world to earn platinum in the STARS rating system for multiple consecutive years. So we're not only green in our school colors, but in our sustainability, both in and outside of the classrooms. Our students can select from over 200 non-impacted academic programs. And some of the top majors for our students include business, engineering, hospitality management, construction management, fish and wildlife management, zoology, animal science, and health and exercise science, just to name a few. About 45% of our students will select or pick up a second major and or a minor, and they will still graduate in 4 years or less. Therefore, if you're interested in more than one area, we highly encourage our students to take that time to explore their interests, either through that second major or their minor. Some top employers for our students who are looking at internships or jobs include being with companies like Hewlett-Packard, Enterprise, OtterBox, Target, Goldman Sachs, and the Denver Zoo, just to name a few. Now, CSU is ranked as the #3 veterinary school in the country, and we actually do have a live animal mascot, Mr. Cam the Ram, who you'll see there in the middle of the page. Now, while we are considered a large university, we take great pride in making sure that our students do find a smaller community to immediately connect with. In addition to having smaller class sizes, we also have a 19-to-1 student faculty ratio. Our students are very involved. We have over 500 clubs and student organizations for our students to be a part of. We have Greek life, clubs, and intramural sports. We are an NCAA Division I team that's a part of the Mountain West Conference. And we definitely just tell our students to take advantage of all the opportunities that we have to offer, whether that be the honors program, studying abroad, participating in research and or internships as early as your freshman year. And we definitely make sure that from the moment you're accepted, that you are supported in every way. You're going to work with your academic success quarter immediately to craft your individualized academic plan and to make sure that you're achieving your academic goals and graduating in 4 years or less. We're definitely known for getting our students out of the classroom and out of the seats and into the field. So between labs, research, service learning, and internships, classes take on a whole new meaning at CSU. So you may be wondering, so what does it take to become a RAM? Well, I'm glad you asked. So CSU is definitely going to evaluate our prospective students through a holistic review process. We're going to review your entire academic career. We're going to look at your extracurricular activities. We are Common App exclusive, and so we'll just need you to complete the Common App, submit your official high school transcripts, 1 letter of recommendation, your personal statement, and the application fee, or you're more than welcome to apply for a fee waiver. Once we have all of those items, you will get a decision back from the committee within 3 to 4 weeks. Our early action deadline is December 1st, and our regular decision deadline is February 1st. Now, CSU does offer a variety of scholarships merit ranging anywhere from 5 to 10,000. We are also a WUI school, so we do participate in the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. And then we have a lot of department scholarships that you can apply for as well through the Colorado State University Scholarship application. Now, I just want to take a quick moment here to brag about our students. So since our students are so actively involved in learning and getting involved in the community, some examples include our sports and management and health and exercise science students are getting hands-on experience, not only through our athletic programs, but they're also working with professional teams like the Denver Broncos and the Colorado Rockies. Our apparel and design students are creating costumes for the Colorado Ballet Academy. Our hospitality management and food sciences students are running Aspen Brew, which is the student-operated restaurant on campus. Our business students are on the fast track for management while interning at places like the Hilton, Marriott, and Enterprise in town. Our horticulture students are cultivating different flowers from around the world in our award-winning trial gardens. And our engineering and architecture students are getting a hands-on experience through virtual reality by creating building designs for companies like Target. So these are just a few examples that I like to share about how our students are learning and actively applying what they're learning in real time. And I definitely, encourage you to reach out and connect with us. We would definitely love to talk to you more about joining our family. And we have some amazing virtual tours and webinars that we're offering. So I'll drop in the chat the information for how to attend those events and or how to find your assigned admissions counselor. Again, I thank you for your time today, and go Rams.
Great, thank you so much. Our next presentation is from the University of Wyoming.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Tanner McClure, and I'm the admissions rep here from the University of Wyoming. I will start sharing my screen here with you guys. So here at UW, we are the only four-year school in the state of Wyoming. We're located about 45 minutes north of Fort Collins, so we're really close to CSU and about 2 hours north from Denver. Like I said, we're located here in Laramie, Wyoming at 7,200 feet. We are the second highest public university in the country. We have just below 12,500 students, about 9,500 of which are undergraduate students. We have a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Over 90% of our classes are taught by actual professors, so there's a very small chance that you'll ever have a class taught by a graduate assistant here at UW. Our average class size is 30 students. Your first year, you'll probably have a few larger classes with those general education requirements, but as you get later into your college experience, they're going to be much smaller class sizes. I'm a proud graduate of the University of Wyoming. I majored in animal veterinary science. My largest class my senior year was about 7 students, so they do get a lot smaller and more intimate later on. A really awesome statistic that we are proud of is last year, even in times of COVID-19, 92% of our graduates were either in a position with a full-time job or became graduate students within 6 months of graduating from college. So we have students represented from all around the world. For over 6 years now, we've had at least one student from every state in the US, as well as we have students from over 90 countries. A lot of that is because of our great international relations programs, as well as our study abroad programs, which I'll talk about later. We have about 2/3 of our students coming from out of state and a third of students coming, 2/3 of our students coming from out of state and about 1/3 of them coming from in-state. We have a lot smaller class sizes, being that we are the only four-year school in the state. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we have a student to faculty ratio of 15-to-1. We strive to be as real, genuine, and transparent with our students as possible. There's a I would almost guarantee that anytime you call the University of Wyoming, they're going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. And if they can't answer your question, they will send you to someone that can. We have an extremely strong alumni network. We have people in our alumni association in all 50 states, as well as in over 50 countries worldwide. We're 20 minutes from world-class rock climbing. We have almost 3 million acres of national forest. We're 30 minutes from any type of ski and snow sports, as well as 15 minutes from world-class climbing and hiking. We are also about an hour and a half from Rocky Mountain National Park. We just enter from a different side. Here at UW, we are part of the Mountain West Conference, so we compete with a lot of the other colleges in this, as well as we have about 40 club sports. That can be anything from hockey, badminton, rugby, anything like that. We have several fine arts programs with our Western Thunder Marching Band, all of our plays and theater performances, as well as over 300 clubs and organizations. The best part here at UW is even if we don't have something for you club and organization wise, you just need 5 other students and 1 faculty member, and you can start whatever club you want. So if there's not something here for you, which I'm sure there probably is, you can make whatever you want. Our student government's awesome. It's completely elected by a student body. And then the love and loyalty. Like I said, being the only four-year school in the state, as well as there's no professional sports teams here in Wyoming, the entire state backs UW. Anywhere you come in Laramie, it's going to be brown and gold, and everyone's going to be supporting our Cowboys and Cowgirls. Our Cowgirls actually just won the Mountain West Conference Championship in basketball, so we're hoping they do really well. Living here on campus, we have 4 residence halls. We have what are called FIG floors, so freshman interest groups. So that's an entire floor dedicated to one major. So there's education, health sciences, things like that. On our website, you can do a full tour of residence halls. I like to say we have everything from accounting to zoology because we have over 200 areas of study here. The University of Wyoming also always supports students. We will actually help you if you want a double major or have a minor. So it's not like a lot of schools that'll say, if you want a double major, it's going to take you longer. We'll do our best to help you get out of here as soon as possible with both of those majors. This is a lot of pictures from our hands-on research opportunities here at UW. We have all of the state and federal funding that most schools get, but it all comes to one school. So the entire state funding comes to UW. We have the largest drilling simulator in North America. We have a fully functioning hospital for our new nursing students. We also have one of the only lab schools west of Mississippi, which means if you're in a college of education, you're going to be hands-on with teaching experience the entire time you're here. We have a fully functioning K-8 school on campus, as well as our College of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences. We have a fully functioning state lab here on campus. So study abroad here at UW, we have the largest single endowment in the entire nation for study abroad. So if you want to go somewhere internationally, UW is probably the place for you. Our admissions process, there's 2 ways to apply, either the Common App or on our website. There's a $40 application fee, and then we'll need all of your required documents. With our high school curriculum, we need 4 years of English, math, science, 3 years of history, 4 years of additional coursework. You're allowed 2 deficiencies. So if you're missing any 2 of those things, you're good to go as long as they're not in the same category. We like to see our freshmen coming in with a 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. So we'll take unweighted GPAs. We are test optional for fall 2021. If you're a little bit below that 3.0, it's not a big deal. We have our admissions with support with our Fall Bridge program. So students are admitted into a Fall Bridge program, which is a smaller class size, a lot more one-on-one experience and interaction with the professor. That way, the bridge from high school to college is a little bit easier. All of our scholarships are automatically awarded based on your merit. We need all the applications and required documents submitted by May 1st, after which you're good to go. Transfer scholarships are good for 2 years. If you decide to go to a community college first and come here afterwards, and we'll guarantee you a scholarship for 2 years. We have several out-of-state scholarships for our students in California. This is our grid. The Western Undergraduate Exchange Scholarship is in that top left corner. So it is 150% of in-state tuition, but you do need to submit a test score for that. We are offering full in-person tours and classes here at UW. So the best way to experience campus is to come up here for yourself. And this is all my contact information. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email, and I'd be more than happy to talk with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Just a reminder to our audience, you can put your questions to any and all of our presenters in the Q&A, and they will answer them. And finally, I'd like to introduce Beloit University.
All right. Hello, everyone. Delighted to be here today to talk about Beloit College, a little different as we're going all the way up to Wisconsin, up north, slightly colder, but absolutely beautiful place. I am Hernan. I'm an admissions counselor here at Beloit, but most importantly, a proud alum who graduated recently and loved my experience so much, I decided to stay and work for the school so that I could share this experience with others. Now, something important about Beloit is that every number here tells a story because there are so few of us at Beloit with a little over 1,200 students representing more than 40 countries and 43 states. Beloit is Wisconsin's most diverse college. And with that diversity also comes a wealth of experiences and curiosities that make some of our most popular majors be significantly different from one another. We have students studying biochemistry and creative writing and literature at the same time, anthropology with business, and psychology and education. So all of this matters because at Beloit you're anything but a number. and the education that you receive here is truly one that is tailored to you, to what you're curious, to what you need. Beloit is truly a place where if you're an intellectually curious person, if you're undecided, multi-interested, this is a place where more than 1/3 of our students double major, and so can you, or have any number of combinations, whether it's one major and two minors, two majors, one minor. It's all about experiencing the liberal arts at its very best. Speaking of investment and the value of a Beloit College education, about 93% of our students are employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduating. So an overwhelming success rate that if you come to small Beloit College, you will go out and do big things in the world. One of the reasons why we are able to provide such a spectacular education is due to the way that we've reimagined advising and mentoring here at Beloit, both through our advanced mentoring program and our career channels program. Our advanced mentoring program promises that within 72 hours of choosing Beloit, making your deposit, deciding to come here, you will get matched with an academic advisor who will be with you every step of the way, all through the summer, even before that, and well into your time here at Beloit for the first 2 years or until you declare your major, since you have time to do that. You have specific, advanced mentoring program courses, and being as small a school as we are, more than 80% of our classes have 20 students or fewer. So it's a very, very small average class size that allows for students to really develop relationships with professors, with their peers in significant and important ways. And then the second pillar of our advanced mentoring program is really the career channels, which are these broad academic categories which serve as springboard for you to really explore careers you never thought possible. And we have these career channels here, which you can read, which really allow you to explore these ideas that you may not have considered before in business and entrepreneurship, in health and healing for medicine. If you're passionate about social justice and rights, about sustainability within the world, the arts, sports, recreation, all of these come together to develop a really spectacular mentoring program that is unlike anything I've ever seen anywhere else. Now, one thing that matters quite a bit at Beloit as well is for you to have that small liberal arts college residential experience. And so the vibrant community that we have here is really very much designed for you. While I was a student here, although there were 1,000 more of me, it always seemed like it was designed for me. And I love that about Beloit. Campus is designed in a way to really foster this vibrant community. And one of the ways in which we do so is through the spectacular building that you see pictured here called the Powerhouse, which from the outside you see is a old factory building that we've actually repurposed and remade into this spectacular, most unique college campus building I have ever seen, where you have a movie theater and auditorium inside, a cafe, a track suspended on the second floor, a gym, a turf house, study spaces, a club hub, all kinds of things that really make the Beloit experience phenomenal beyond just the really, really fantastic academics. We are an NCAA Division III school with 18 varsity teams. So if you're interested in pursuing athletics at a great competitive level, but also be a great student scholar, you can do so at Beloit. We have a really unique special interest housing program here where you live with someone who either shares an identity or a passion in small houses and have a club on campus. We're about 5 minutes from downtown Beloit, which is this beautifully picturesque little American town that is very, very stunning. We have great opportunities for student engagement, for clubs, for intramural sports, leadership, and perhaps most importantly, some of the most significant campus employment opportunities I've seen in any college. That is the reason why I'm here as an admissions counselor. I took a job as a student, loved it, and decided to become part of that profession. And that happens quite often with several students. So if that's something you're interested in while pursuing your degree, you can do so at Beloit. Now, this last year has been quite difficult, but Beloit has turned the challenge into an opportunity, planning things so well, in fact, that we've been named as the #5 most innovative college in the country. If you can imagine what that means for an institution, you can imagine what it means for you as a student and how innovative the education you are receiving here is. Beloit is all about finding a way and developing leadership from students, from administration, and developing a really, really unique academic path for you to succeed. Now, lastly, some quick admissions fact is that our average applicant has a 3.4. We are moderately is selective, accepting about 60% of students. 99% of students receive financial aid, and we do a holistic review with the common application, meaning we do look at your essay, letter of recommendation, transcript. We are test optional. We've been test optional for a while, and we will continue to be, and there is no application fee. And if you're interested in that, here's my contact information. Feel free to reach out. I schedule appointments with every single student who would like to, one-on-one. So thank you very much for joining me today.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our presenters. We now have a few minutes for Q&A. So I'm going to ask all of our presenters to come back on camera, and you all can respond to this question. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And I'll ask you to respond in the order of which you presented.
I think my biggest piece of advice in the college search process is, there's lots of wonderful schools out there. Things like, major, location, all of those things can be factors, but whichever college you're looking into or colleges you're looking into, learn about the resources that they have to make you successful as a student. Learn about those resource centers, learn about their advising, everything like that, and then utilize those things when you're on campus. There's lots of great opportunities for great education. And sometimes, you need to make sure that you are finding out about how those things can impact you as well.
My advice tends to fall more on the processing side of things, and that's just as you are starting your college search, start early wherever possible so that you can get those applications in and those admissions decisions back before Thanksgiving or even the end of the year holidays as you're rolling into those. It just makes it a little bit less stressful on that side. And then ask all of the questions. It's not a silly question, and all of us here would much rather answer those for you than let you sit there wondering about it. Sorry guys, I spoke for you on that, but figured it was okay.
And then my advice kind of took a hit with COVID, but I always say to try and visit as many schools as possible, which definitely now like things are starting to open back up. And especially if some of your freshmen, sophomore, juniors, on this, then by the time you guys are starting to tour colleges, a lot will definitely be open. But I would say just try to get out, do virtual tours, like really try to get a feel for a campus, because when you find that right campus, you'll have that gut feeling. You'll kind of be like, okay, like this feels great. Like this, like I can see myself studying in the library, living in this residential hall, and just don't stress. There's a lot of options. This is just 6 of the millions of colleges that are out there. And so just don't stress too much about it. And kind of, like Brianna said, like, use us, ask questions. Like that's what we're here for. So don't hesitate to email us if you ever have questions.
I just echo what my colleagues have already said. Definitely just use this as a resource. I know in this virtual space it's hard to get out, but a lot of us probably have students that we can get you connected with as well. And that'd be another way for you to get a feel for campus, hear from your peers, what their experience is like. So definitely get connected with us and see what opportunities we can connect you with, and talking with a current student to get a real feel for what campus is like from that student perspective.
Absolutely. Just like everyone's saying, ask us questions. We're here for that. We love answering questions. I would talk to you guys all day if I could. Like Alex said, go out, tour colleges. Virtual tours are great. In-person tours are great. If the university you're interested in offers in-person tours, definitely get out there. The biggest piece of advice I can give you, once you're in college, definitely be involved with as much as you can. Stick your foot in there, test the waters. But before you get there, even if you're not able to do an in-person tour, go check out the city, check out where you're going to be living for the next 3 to 5 years. Because it's a big commitment. So once you move somewhere, you definitely want to fit in. And if it feels right, you'll know right away.
And lastly, I would just say to broaden your horizons, explore a variety of colleges. There are some spectacular opportunities for you out there, and consider everything from the largest public university to the smallest liberal arts college and everything in between. You might just find a spot for you there that you didn't think you'd fit in there, and you do so beautifully, and it's a life-changing opportunity. So broaden your horizons and go for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for your answers and for your time this evening. We are just about out of time for this session, so I want to say thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate your feedback. And in about a week, this session's recording, as well as other sessions, will be available at strivescan.com/WACAC. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your days.